Grimgar, a Fantasy and Ash undead race. This is going to take 3 videos to do because the undead race is a little complicated and there are 3 different kinds of undead. Today's video is going to talk about the race that is called the undead. The next video is going to talk about the zombies of Grimgar and then the zombies of Daringer. And yes, I know it's going to get confusing. I'm sorry. In Grimgar, undead and zombies are 2 separate things. And yes, the characters also think it dumb and get confused by this as well. And as an audience member reading the light novel, this might be really confusing to you because if Haru, the main protagonist, does not understand the difference between the 2 type of races, why should you, as the audience member who's seeing the story through his eyes?
Oh, is that enough? Should I keep going?
Why are you the way that you are?
The undead race is relatively new to Grimgar, and they've only been around for about 100 years or so. This is because they were created by the No-Life King. The only way to create an undead is to give the undead blood from the No-Life King after they have passed away. The No-Life King's blood will then replace the blood in their body and reanimate them as an undead. These creatures and people who get turned into undead will retain some of their humanity eventually, but they will still have a thirst for murder, in which they would have to resist it for the rest of their lives, or existence, I guess. Undead can also create more undead if you have a group of undead giving a dead creature portions of their blood, because their blood does have remnants of the No-Life King in them. It needs to be small portions of multiple undead, however, to revive one undead, and it is a long ritual. Undead are actually really hard to kill. Even if you decapitate them, their heads will still be alive, and you can revive their bodies just by placing the head back on their shoulders. And the only real way to kill an undead is to destroy their brain. Undead can also just replace their limbs with any dead corpse's limbs wherever they want, as long as it's the right size. And to heal wounds, all you really need to do is cover up the wound with a bandage and sit still for a while, and you'll just heal. Undead also have a form of English that has been implied to be taught to them by the No-Life King, implying that the No-Life King might be from our world and may also be American. There is no real negative to being an undead besides just being gross, because undead can eat, they can sleep, they can drink, they can do pretty much everything else. The only real problem they have is having a lust for murder and possibly wanting to eat people. I'm not sure. That could be different from every undead. Also, if you are undead, you're gonna be labeled as a monster because you're just undead, and everything in Grimgar will try to kill you unless you are part of a group of people who are understanding of your situation. So if you're someone who's been brought back as an undead without your consent, you're essentially stuck as an undead for the rest of your existence, and everyone around you that doesn't understand undead will try to kill you because you're undead. Have fun.